Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We are still closing in on those final Cyberstorm Access reveals. Today, we actually have a V-Jump promo from the OCG, which is another Super Heavy Samurai card. It actually looks pretty good for them. And we also get a new dual avatar fusion that actually looks like a good fusion for them. We'll take a look at that in just a sec. But let's start here with Super Heavy Samurai Constable. Don't forget, guys, leave your thoughts on the new cards down below as far as, their utilities and what could come up if I don't mention anything there. So, with Constable, we have him as an Earth Machine effect monster. He's level 4, 500 attack, 1500 defense. He's actually, I believe, a search target off of Ancient Gear Box, which is funny. I think, because Box searches any machine with exactly 500 attack or defense. Anyway, this card has 2 hard ones per turn effects. The first one reads, if this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add 1 face-up machine pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. That's pretty cool, especially because of the new Super Heavy Samurai support, really leaning further into that, into the pendulum side of things. Not only that, but also the fact that, it's not that they're leaning a little more into it. It's literally the best starter in the deck is Wakaushi now. So this card being able to get stuff back is just like a straight up +1. It's really cool. You can pen summon it and get another resource back. Very cool. Second effect, if you have no spells and traps in your graveyard, this is standard for Super Heavy Samurai. You contribute this card to special summon 1 Earth Machine monster with 1500 or less attack from your hand or graveyard. That's pretty interesting as well. This pretty much swapping itself for any Earth Machine with a low attack stat is pretty interesting, for sure. Now I don't know all the targets in the deck. I don't know the deck specifically that well, but I would guess that could definitely come up in a handful of situations for sure. So very cool. Seems like a pretty good card overall to me. I mean, it's just a straight up +1 with that first effect, and then also being able to swap for something else that maybe gets you another card when it's summoned. There's some cool utility here on this card. I think this is actually a pretty good one, all things considered, because I know the V-Jump promos have not been as good as we may have liked, especially in the last couple of years. So now let's take a look at this card. Dual Avatar Lion Envoys Aun. I love the artwork on him because these are like the little spirit tokens that I guess you get to summon with the fusion spell that summons a bunch of tokens and then does double fusion summons with them. It's pretty cool. I like their design. Very cool. Is a level 4 warrior fusion monster, 0/0 for the stats. Very interesting. It takes any 2 dual avatar monsters, so it's actually quite easy to make. I know a lot of the fusions in the archetype require either the fists or the feet, because there's 2 main deck monsters. One is this guy down here, the Fist Yuhi, and the other one is Feet Kokoku. This one doesn't take anything in particular, but you'll see based on its stuff. So this card gains effects based on the original names of the fusion materials used for its summon. If you used Dual Avatar Empowered Kongyo, then it gains this effect. If your Dual Avatar monster battles, its attack becomes 3000 during damage calculation only. That's pretty freaking good. That just makes it essentially makes every monster you control 3000 attack, which is quite big and quite threatening offensively, as well as deterring your opponent from attacking you, because that's obviously one of the downsides of this card being 0 attack, 0 defense, but still. And the second effect, if you used Dual Avatar Empowered Mitsujaku, which is another one of the fusions for its summon, it gains this effect where once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target a card on the field, banish it. That's what I'm looking for. That is kind of what we've been looking for a long time in Dual Avatar. They have just not been great at setting up interruption. They actually have an interesting little engine. They have recursion. They do some pretty efficient fusion summons. They just have not been able to, well, not been able, they just haven't had a legit payoff, a legit boss monster, a legit interruption to go into consistently, and maybe this card is it. Now, the question's going to be from me, how consistently can we make this card? Not only make this card, but make this card using the exact material you want and need. for, you know, any given scenario, that's going to be the question. Is this easy enough to make with Mitsujaku? If so, like, we're cool. If not, you know, it's going to be a little bit dicey, but we'll see. Plus, I know there's a, I think one of the traps can banish the fusion spell from grave and copy its effects. So you could potentially just do the double fusion on the opponent's turn to make this. So that might be another route where we, like, how we set this card up. So very cool. And then the second effect, if this fusion summon card, very important that it's fusion summoned. So you can't, like, I think there's an effect that literally cheats out any of the fusions. This wouldn't be live for that. If it's destroyed, you can special summon one dual avatar Fist Yuhi and one dual avatar Feet Kokoku from your deck. And if you do, they cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. This is pretty cool because, like, Feet, I think, searches a trap on summon. And Yuhi, I think, can, like, destroy a monster to search a spell. They wouldn't be able to destroy themselves, so that's kind of weird. But still, you're at least going to get 2 bodies. And at least Kokoku is a straight up, like, another plus on summon. Which is pretty cool. I like that this is destroyed, period. So you could make this attack into something to float. You could make this. This archetype has multiple cards that, like, pop your own monsters to do something. They have, like, a quick play spell that says, like, destroy one of your dual avatar monsters and a card your opponent controls. And then if it was a fusion, I think it either, like, banishes a card from your opponent's grave, or you can draw a card. It's a pretty cool card, especially in conjunction with something like this, because then obviously this is floating you into a ton more resources as well. It's cool. I think overall this is, like, kind of definitely in the lane of what exactly Dual Avatar needed, for sure. It has easy materials, just even, like, because I could see lines where this doesn't even have to be your end board piece, like, immediately. There could definitely be lines where if you have access to one of the popping effects, you just make this card because it's super generically easy to make. Then you pop it through your play lines and then summon these 2 from deck if you didn't have access to them earlier. And that's how you get a trap, which I believe one of them, like I said, can let you do a quick fusion on the opponent's turn. I think there's really cool stuff here. This actually makes me want, I think I have a dual avatar core. This makes me kind of want to whip it out and actually see if this deck can do some interesting things by the time this card comes out. So we'll see. This is really, really nice, though. I think this is a good step in that direction. If you know more about, like, the intricacies of, like, how the play lines work, I really want to know, guys, how easy, one, is it to make this card with one of these guys, you know, depending, because usually you won't need both, but you're like, oh, I need interruption, let me use Mitsujaku. Oh, I need to apply pressure in the battle phase, let me get Kangyo. How easy is it to get to this card with, like, simple play lines? Is it easy to get with this card with that effect? And how hard is it to get it with both effects? Because that's another thing, too. Being a 3K beater with the ability to just quick banish on every one of your opponent's turns is pretty powerful. So, yeah, very curious about that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know, if you know more about Dual Avatar than I do at this moment, how easy it is to make this card with these effects. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, pretty good stuff, all considered. This is kind of what I wanted to see. Konami honestly knocked the fusion cards out of the park in this set, because this is the last fusion monster for the set. We literally got, like, the B-Trooper fusion is awesome for B-Trooper. This card's really good. The new Albion is pretty insane. And I think there's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it's for. But I think there's another one that's, like, really good as well. They honestly, like, nailed the fusion cards. There's only, like, 4 or 5 of them, but they're, like, all, like, yeah. This is either, like, potentially generic meta-relevant card, potentially, or, like, really good for the archetype it was made for. So, really cool. But I'm out of here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, I'll keep you updated. I think we have 17 more cards for the set. The set's coming out in the OCG in exactly a week, so we're going to get all 17 in the next probably 5 days, I would guess. So stay tuned for that. There's a lot of really high priority slots in the set that still haven't been revealed. We'll get to those soon. But I'm out of here. Sorry for rambling. Catch you in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.